Welcome in, guys. Hey, don't run away, don't run away. We've just made it here. I know. A few minutes late. Thank you for hanging in. Uh, but we're here now. You're here now. We're all in the right place where we need to be.
Coming to you live and direct, reading straight out the Survivor Scrolls. My name is Austin,
My name is Josiah.
and we are the
Doopa-doopa-doopa. Shooba-dooba-doopa.
Super
Shooba-dooba-doopa.
Cinema
Cinema Bros.
Bros. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, doing well, man. Doing well. How you?
Doing all right. I'm hanging in there. Just trying to figure life out. You know what it is.
As we all are. But in the meantime, we distract ourselves with a nice little picture. What are we talking about today, Austin?
Is it this way?
Indeed, you got it right.
All right. We saw um, Zootopia Part 2.
Mm-hmm. Pardon me, guys. I'm sorry. Don't mean to be rude. Pardon Zootopia.
Daini, Daini Zootopia.
Mm, mm,
I think that's
mm,
how you say it. Whatever.
mm.
All right. So, yes, we saw
Oh,
Zootopia 2, and that is the film on the docket tonight. Josiah, you want me to read the synopsis, or
go ahead,
would
man.
you like to read it this time?
Oh, I'm
All
sorry,
right.
we're
So,
moving. Oh no, we're flying around the place. I apologize. Oh jeez. All right, you read it. You read it. You got it, man. Do
we
it.
good?
We good. We good. We've landed. We're still.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I see what you're talking about. All right. So, right now we are in spoiler free territory. I'm going to give you the spoiler free synopsis of the film, just so you know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what it is that we're dealing with. And then we're going to give our kind of our basic general assessment, spoiler free assessment of the film. And then we'll get into spoiler territory, which is talking about the things that we liked and the
Mm-hmm.
things that we did not like.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we'll let you know if we recommend it or not. If if this is a go see it in the movie theaters, which apparently a whole lot of people did this weekend,
Hey, all right.
or if you should just catch it on Disney Plus.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
you know.
Matrice
So
says, "Woo! Hey, woo! Back to you. Thanks for dropping on
what's good,
by."
Matrice? Let's go. Hi. Hello. Good to see you. All right.
Accurate
All right. So
fanfare.
let's get this synopsis going.
Do it.
Zootopia 2 picks up 1 week after Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde solved their first case together, with the duo now serving as official partners at the Zootopia Police Department. However, their clashing personalities create tension in their partnership, prompting Chief Bogo to threaten separation unless they attend therapy. When Judy discovers evidence suggesting a snake may be loose in the city, the investigation leads them to the Zootennial Gala, a celebration of Zootopia's centennial anniversary hosted by the Linksley family, descendants of the city's founder. After a dramatic encounter with a pit viper named Gary the Snake, who steals a historical journal about Zootopia's weather walls, Judy and Nick find themselves framed and forced to go on the run to clear their names and uncover the truth. The film explores themes of prejudice, hidden history, and the importance of questioning official narratives. As Judy and Nick dig deeper into the mystery, they discover a secretive community of reptiles living in the margins of Zootopia and begin to uncover long buried secrets about the city's founding that challenge everything they thought they knew. The story examines how societies can marginalize certain groups and how historical injustices can be concealed by those in power, while also testing Judy and Nick's partnership as they must learn to trust each other and work through their differences to expose the truth and achieve justice. Utopia 2.
Two. All right.
All
Nice. Thanks.
right.
Good synopsis.
Yeah, I don't think it gave away anything that wasn't already in the trailer.
That's
So,
fair. Yeah, I
yeah.
could see that. All right. So we're at that point after all of this time. What did you think about this film from a non spoiler perspective?
Um, I would definitely say, you know, Zootopia.
Oh, what? Oh, hey, hey,
Oh,
come on back to us. Uh,
oh,
so
excuse
you're
me.
telling me you slept well
I'm sorry.
during
I'm
this
sorry.
movie, huh?
Sorry. Could you repeat? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question?
I think I need to reframe the question. Did you watch Zootopia 2?
I remember sitting in the theater, and then
Oh, hey, Austin.
oh,
I think we
all
lost a
right.
little bit of time there. Are you feeling rested now?
Oh, yeah. It's like I went to go see Zootopia 2 or something. Hey,
how, how can this be? This movie's so highly
um,
rated right now.
this movie is a great movie for kids. And if you just really love Zootopia, the first one, you will like this movie.
Hmm.
I
All right,
saw the first
let's.
one. I didn't end up going back and watching the whole thing over again, which is
Okay,
probably a good thing because I
okay.
probably would have missed the showing of the second one.
Hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I mean, if you like that one, yeah, I think you'll like this one as well.
Okay. Hmm.
Um, yeah. Um, if you're an adult watching this, um, there's a lot there's a lot of
Hmm.
thoughtfulness that went into this movie. There's
Yeah.
a lot
Okay.
of, you know, the animation is amazing. The voice acting is good. If you watched it in 3D, which I did, it pops out a little bit more. It's pretty good. I saw it in real 3D and not IMAX 3D. Okay. No,
I don't know
no,
where it was showing in IMAX 3, to be honest. I saw it in real 3D as well.
yeah. Listen, real 3D already won me over because when they handed me my glasses, they were in a like a zip, like a locked, unopened plastic bag. So
Hmm.
already the glasses that I received were free of smudges and spots and whatever the heck.
That's
So
true. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that's already a better experience than the IMAX 3D glasses boondoggle fiasco debacle was for me when I watched Predator Badlands.
Fair. Okay. All right.
So
You got some points towards Zootopia too. All right.
yeah, so okay, so I'm the kind of guy that's like, oh, okay, is this in 3D? Let me check real quick. I was doing that the whole movie. It's blurry. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You know, because
Mm.
sometimes you can't
Mm.
tell. Sometimes the 3D effect is pretty subtle, but that probably almost works in his favor because it is so like blah. And we'll get it. There was one scene that was like that. Oh, we'll
Yeah.
get into that. But
One sec. Keep going.
yeah, I mean, overall, like the 3D
Yeah, baby.
experience, it was like a nice garnish on a meal. It was a nice little accent to the visual
Too
experience.
much. Too
It
much. I'm
wasn't
sorry, bro.
too jarring. It wasn't too galling. It was just a good, you know, extra as far as the viewing experience is concerned. So kudos to the team that worked on the 3D uh, conversion transfer.
Mm.
They did a pretty good job, and it was pretty seamless for the most part. as seamless as 3D can be in the medium that is best suited for it, which is 3D animated feature films. So
As
that's
decided
not really
by
a
us. The opinions of
yeah.
only matters. Yeah.
And like again, this is spoiler free, but that's going to be one of the points of my positives for the film.
Okay.
Just the subtle enhancement, not the jarring experience, but the subtle enhancement of the 3D on the film. Otherwise, man, this plot, without getting into it at this point, because we're still spoiler free, you've seen this plot in 1,000
Mm-hmm.
movies, TV
Yeah. Okay.
shows. It is so generic,
Mm.
so generic. And maybe this is just me exposing my own age and dating myself that I've watched so much media that this type of story is
Could be.
just wholly predictable and wholly just been there, done that ad, ad nauseum 1,000 times or more. And
Yeah.
so, uh, if you're looking for like anything deeper than the most kind of basic beat for beat, you know, well trodden path type of story, this movie doesn't have much for you. If you just want a simple movie that your kids can watch that they'll enjoy, you can just put on, this is totally fine. If I had to pick between this and The Bad Guys 2, I'm going with The Bad Guys 2.
Mm.
Yeah.
Traitor to the animal. No, 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 no. So you've decided, huh? DreamWorks over Disney. Is that what it's come to? Oh my
Um,
gosh.
technically, yes, in this case, but I don't have any real allegiance or
mm,
alliance.
mm, mm.
And in fairness, DreamWorks has some great properties. I was never a big fan of the Shrek movies personally. I just I just wasn't particularly interested. But Kung Fu Panda was cool. How to Train Your Dragon, these were cool movies.
Yeah,
I like these
yeah, yeah.
movies. I didn't see the first Bad Guys, but Bad Guys 2 was a lot of fun. So yeah, it was cool.
Mm.
This movie, I wanted to like it. It just it just didn't it just well, I'll get into it, but yeah. How
Okay.
did you feel about it,
Yeah.
Josiah?
Yeah, look, dude, it's funny how
Oh wait,
often
hang
we
on, hang
wind up
on,
matching
hang on,
up.
hang on, hang on, hang on. Hang on. So, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, we saw each other in person, me and Mr. Josiah. Had a great kind of late Thanksgiving meal. I went up to where he was. It was awesome. We had a great time. I got to meet this beautiful little baby. Oh my goodness, it was great.
Mm.
Amazing.
Yes, beautiful
And
little lady.
we said before I drove up to where he was, we said, hey, we are not going to talk about this movie when we're there. We're going to
Yeah.
save it for the podcast. So I just
Yep.
want you all to
Hey,
know that this is an off the cuff conversation. We have not we didn't talk
zero.
about this beforehand. We wanted this
Yeah.
to be fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I
Zero
just wanted to say that
collusion. No collusion behind the
zero
scenes.
collusion.
Keep it
Yeah.
real. What is
All
up?
right.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us
Yo,
again.
what's good, man? Good to see you. What's up? Welcome, bro. Welcome, my man. Um, Good to see you. All right. Yeah. So I was just saying, yeah, we didn't discuss it beforehand, even though we had the opportunity to do so,
Oh, we sure
and we
did.
didn't.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
We could have been talking about this movie, and this episode
Mm-hmm.
would have been like just a rehash of a conversation,
Yeah.
and we wanted to spare you all from that. So
Exactly. Yeah.
please continue. Just I just wanted to get that out there so the audience knows the care that we took with this live stream.
All right. All right. So my gut reaction to this film, not on a non-analytical level, and I've actually not, really taken a deep moment to analyze it because again, I also like thinking about it like while we're here chopping it up together. My gut reaction is a little nonplussed, a little deflated, a little okay. I really love the first Zootopia movie. I think animation, the world they wind up creating. the dynamic between the characters, the fun moments just all over the place of Disney animators and concept designers and musicians, all the artists having fun, writers and stuff. Just thinking about bringing to life an animal world like this, there's just little details all over the place. Whether it's like the train has multiple compartments for the different size animals. You wind up getting some of that stuff in this movie too, for sure as well, and that's some of the stuff I appreciate the most. Um, but I kind of I wound up feeling at a few points storyline wise a little disappointed. Like when it comes to sequels, I know the challenge is to re-engage your community in that property that they like, continue the characters, develop the characters more. I'm always a little bummed when I feel like the story writers have decided to walk them back a few paces from where we last ended them. And I know like technically that might be necessary. It might even be realistic, because we don't just wind up learning and from that point on we're better. Uh, but it's always a little tricky, especially when they place a movie. Was it like a week or something after the last movie? Sorry, mild spoiler with that in that regard. Major spoiler for Incredibles 2. That happens like
I was
directly
about to say, forget a
right
week. That happened
after.
like 15 minutes
Yeah.
after the events of the first movie. 15
Yeah,
years later, and the film takes place 15 minutes after the end of the first movie.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. There's something that naturally about that kind of scenario that kind of sets off some a level of scrutinization of a scenario that maybe shouldn't be there. It just naturally happens for me. So yeah, a little disappointed, a little just whelmed. It wasn't. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was good. To be honest, as I reflect on my feelings at coming out of the movie, it was leading in towards the bad category. That's just personal, and I'll try and describe a little bit better, what my feelings are regarding that. I think what you mentioned about kids enjoying the film is definitely accurate, and what you talked about as far as whether we're jaded or necessarily just have consumed too much media, things were very obvious the entire time. But I think the movie is watchable. I would say personally, I do want I think it's fun for kids to go check it out on the big screen. That said, it's I'm a little torn because yeah, like you're saying with adults potentially not enjoying it. I'd say if your kid already likes the first Zootopia movie, go treat them to a fun time in the theater. If you're a little unsure, if they didn't stick around for the whole viewing of the first movie, yeah, just wait for it to show up on Disney Plus. What are your thoughts in that regard?
Yeah, this is definitely a Disney Plus for me. Yeah, I nodded off at least twice before the movie was over. I don't know what parts I missed. Um,
All right, so we'll judge the movie just based on those sections you saw. Um,
yeah,
I'll fill in the gaps. We'll do an aggregate score by the end.
yeah. Like broadly speaking, as I understand, this movie had a beginning, a middle, and an end. I saw the end part. The rest of it is a wash. It's a wash to me. So
Yeah.
just saying. But yeah, I mean, I did nod off a few times, but I caught most of the movie. So um, in fairness, out in the late afternoon, and I had a big meal, and I was sitting. It just yeah, whatever.
Dude, it was
Okay.
3 o'clock again. You didn't get the coffee again. Isn't that what happened?
Uh, that's asking a lot of coffee. That's asking a lot of That's asking a lot of
My
that cup of
doctor
Joe.
once told me you can double up the energy boost by taking a small nap. You drink coffee, take a 30-minute nap, and then at the end of that 30-minute nap, not only the coffee is kicked in, but the nap has helped you as well.
Man, that's a pro tip, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to get that anywhere else but the Super Cinema Bros podcast.
Nah.
All right, so from this point on, let's just get into it. If you have not seen the movie, go. If you choose to see the movie, go ahead and pause this, come back, and join this roast session. No, I'm kidding.
Nah.
But from here on out, it's spoiler alert. So, spoiler alert. You have been warned. Spoilers. Here we go. All right. So here, I'm going to ask the question: what did we like about this movie? I'll answer it first because my answer is real basic. It's real simple. It's not
Okay.
going to take a long time.
All right. All
It's
right.
kind of what I said in the intro. The looking over 30,000 feet view. This movie technically has everything going for it.
Hmm.
It has amazing animation, great voice acting, colorful characters, colorful environment. It's off the heels of a big, massively successful movie, hence the sequel. And there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of thoughtful things that I would like to, I would, there's a lot of things that would be funny. I could tell. Let me rephrase this. There are a lot of things in this movie that they put in there, which are jokes that the parents would find funny more so than the kids. There's some
Hmm.
movie references.
Yeah.
Like there's a scene where like the hippos are like swimming and then everyone gets like displaced from their coffee table underwater.
Yeah.
There's some clever things like that.
That was a fun animation moment. I did like that.
Yeah, I mean, they had one clear film reference, which was The Shining by Stanley
Yeah.
Kubrick,
They really
when they're
did.
running through the the begonia bush maze,
It's
and
amazing.
he's
Yeah.
all crazy like Jack Nicholson. So
Hmm.
that's not something little kids are gonna pick up on.
No.
But man, I was expecting them like they started it, but then they didn't follow through with that, and I was like, but
Hmm.
I'll get into that in my dislikes.
Yeah.
But this movie has like all the pieces going. It turned out to be such a blob movie. I don't know. I kind of know, don't know, whatever. But the movie that has everything going for it on paper.
Hmm.
And so it's got a eclectic cast of characters. If you if you like that Shakira Africa song,
Oh
they,
no, it's
they didn't
painting
even
you.
try to make it that differently. They just oh
Now wait. Now wait a second. Was that Shakira's fault or was that Ed Sheeran's fault? Because I saw him. He was one of the lyricists, one of the people that wrote the
she
song as
was
well.
too.
Apparently,
Shakira was one of the writers. She's one of the credited writers of this
she
song.
is. She is. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like I don't know. How do you spell cash grab? I don't know. These are things that an adult watching movie that's aware of the world might very well pick up on.
Yeah.
Your kids aren't going to know it. They're not going to care. If they like the first Zootopia movie, like they're going to like this movie. It's fine if you're a child. But man, um, yeah, so that's like what's good is like all the aesthetics, all the components of it, they're all really good.
Mm,
I mean, the musical score, I don't even remember what it sounded. I couldn't tell you.
mm,
They had a
mm,
bunch of songs, whatever. But on paper, this movie be great, and it has a lot of good things. A lot of little clever, like the big animals do this, the little animals do this, and nothing, and nothing. It has a lot of that, and I want to give them credit for creativity and craftiness in their approach.
mm, mhm.
All the physics of the animal's movement were appropriate and it works, even despite their anthropomorphication, anthropomorphication.
Probably that
An-
I would yeah I would bet on that one.
Anthropomorphication. Promorphication.
Anthropomorphication.
Got it.
Anthropomorphication.
Nailed it.
Mm.
Despite, I mean, so it captures like human movement well, while also capturing, you know, the things that are characteristic of that animal. So it gets the physics done well. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it does parody movies that I like, so I'll give it credit for that. You know, The Godfather, The Shining. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's some other movies that I didn't quite catch or it's just whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't know, Lethal Weapon because it's a duo, it's a buddy duo. You get what I'm saying.
There's some pretty old
Rush
references
Hour.
in this movie for sure.
Yeah.
That show the age, show the timing of how long it takes to make a film like this.
Yeah. Okay. So that's, I mean, it's got some good things. The component parts to it, cool. Now,
Let me ask you
there's
this:
yeah.
how much do you like Judy and Nick? And did Gary win you over in any way, shape, or form? Is that in the positive category for you? Are they in the positive category?
I'm super like
Mm,
lukewarm, neutral.
okay,
I don't feel strongly
fair
about
enough.
those characters one way or the other. I just don't. I don't think they're bad characters. I just don't. I mean, and of course, in a movie, you're rooting for them. You want them to succeed. You want them to
Yeah,
survive.
yeah.
You want justice to prevail. That's all
Mm,
fine and well.
mm.
But just as characters, um, something about Wild Nick's face as a wolf.
Mhm.
Something about it seems kind of like not flat, but like
As a fox, yeah, yeah.
flat in his affectation. It's like, are you smiling
Okay.
all the time perpetually? It's
Mm.
kind of he kind of reminds me of like a David Liebehart puppet. David
Mm.
Liebehart, you may know from Tim and Eric's Awesome Show, Great Job, like the big bug eyed, and just kind of has that like awkward look from the puppet. Um, Skip the Black Boy is the name
It's
of one of
gold.
his puppets. I kid you not. This is community access gold, right? So like you gotta have like this weird like he kind of always looked like he was smiling. It just this weird look on his face. Like the whole, it was just weird. And then
Okay.
Jason Bateman's voice, although good and fitting for the character as far as the personality is concerned, no, it's just like I felt like there was more personality coming from Bateman's performance than from the face of
Mm.
Nick.
Okay. Fair. That can happen.
So,
That can happen.
so as
Yeah.
you're asking, do you care? I'm like, I don't know. So I'll save some more of that stuff for the negatives when we get to that. I feel like I'm bleeding into that already, so I kind of
Yeah.
like let me just
Yeah.
keep my positives.
Okay.
The individual components of the movie are good. Whether or not the movie becomes more than the sum of its parts, we'll talk about that more in the next
Sure.
part.
Sure. Okay.
Go
Real
ahead.
fast. Keep it real has said I don't do cartoon movies, but I'm gonna check this one out. Yeah. My question is, yeah, did you watch the first Zootopia? I think like if you had watched it and you liked it, then that probably will affect whether or not you would get something out of this one. But if it
Yeah,
just looks like a cool fun time to you, then I respect it.
yeah. Keep it real. I'll say this much to you. If you saw the first one and really liked it, check this one out in the theaters. Otherwise, this is Disney Plus all the way and then
Mm,
some.
mm,
If that helps you in your purchasing decisions and if it saves you a little bit of money, because you can get at least a month of Disney Plus and the whole suite for the price of a movie ticket nowadays. If you do like the real 3D and you don't have
mm.
the tickets AMC Stubs Pass or whatever, this is a Disney Plus streamer. Unless you just really, really love the first one. If you really, really like the first one, go check it out. I think you'll enjoy this one. Otherwise, this is a streamer for sure.
Oh, right. I'll get into some of the things I like about this movie. I will, yeah, corroborate animation, uh, the effects. I mean, look, it's kind of to be understood to some degree when it comes to animation studios that they're going to continue to advance. Now, some between movies, they'll continue to advance the look, the animation, just the presentation in every area. Disney's still very good about this. They keep on improving in all of their effects. The fur on all of the animals look better. The scales and textures of skin and stuff like that look better. Clothing moves in slightly more natural way. Like it's always an improvement. I think the environments are designed nicely and look very good. Um, there are a number of funny jokes in the movie. That always like comes down to preference as well. Just like Shrek may not have been your thing, Austin. For a lot of people, it was, and that I will say is probably true of this movie. There are a number of jokes that didn't work on me, but there's some moments that do, and that's just like there's no like even baseline necessarily when it comes to comedy for what's gonna guarantee like make someone laugh. You got some comments?
Clarification, I was already an adult when the Shrek movies came out, so it was kind of like I wasn't really the target audience for it. I don't feel. I feel like it's a kids movie, and I was already an adult, so I was kind of past my like animation watching phase.
Mm,
So I
mm,
don't even know if I like the. I mean, I saw a couple scenes from various Shrek movies. I was like, it's fine, but yeah, I mean, like I think the last animated movie I was really watching probably one of the Pixar movies in college or something like that. And
mm,
so that's kind of when I my heart cut off. It's like I'm not really watching these anymore, with the exception of like Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon, because I like the
mm,
concept of those. But yeah. Anyway,
mm.
I was just
Yeah,
making it
that's fair. That's fair. That point was just to say that yeah, comedy is always very subjective. So you and your kids
right.
may be destroyed by this movie. Every joke may just land perfectly for you. Um, and yeah, there. I think it still has a sense of fun. There's still a sense of energy in a number of parts of this movie. I think it takes chances to like slow things down, but try and figure out how to slow things down while also commit to like a chase, more or less for a good amount of the movie. I think this is the vast majority of the movie. Um, but yeah, the details that they put in, that the production, not production team, art department team, lighting effects, all of that stuff, like always are killing it, always are pushing it forward in amazing ways. The red gate transportation tunnel in that part of town, so cool. So fun to watch. The animation of the characters just struggling to catch up to Gary, swim and catch up to Gary as he's snaking his way through the water. And incredible. Like the compositions are nice. The characters move from take advantage of the full screen, and even move themselves out of screen in interesting ways. um I felt that tension of them needing to hold their breath that entire time, and like in running out of oxygen as they're in the tube. So there are things that are done well. I mean, I think you're probably not human if you don't like Kehi Kwan. I might be mispronouncing his name, but yeah, everyone will know him as Short Round, or he was in Everything Everywhere All at Once, and he was also in
Yeah, yeah,
Loki
yeah.
as Ouroboros. Uh,
Dr. Jones,
such
Dr.
such a
Jones.
such a fun voice. He's such an engaging actor. Um, I think overall, the actors that are returning from the first movie, step really well back into their characters. I remember even in the first movie, Idris Elba in his performance of Chief Bogo was done incredibly well. It's one of those people where I mean he's an actor, but still one of those people where I'm like, wow, like he's actually really really awesome as a voice actor. Um, I shouldn't be surprised. I'm just saying it surprises me sometimes, but I shouldn't. And I think overall the animators do a really good job within their timing, within the retakes and all that stuff, of really listening to the performance and trying to get out the acting that is being delivered in the voice actors' performances. As you are saying, it is a conglomerate of wonderful things that are done well, done correctly, for it, I guess. If there is a correct when it comes to animation, when it comes to art, that then we will discuss if we felt like it came together. You did mention more or less um, a target audience. I think you actually did say target audience.
Hmm.
This is, I think, one of those films where I've probably felt it the most, of there being an intentional target audience and there being a divide. I mean, there's the like super obvious movies where it's like there's simply nothing for adults and it's just 110%, you know, kids, skibbity toilet, 6 7, whatever it is, Monday through Thursday.
K-pop
I
Demon
don't know.
Hunters.
Yeah, some things are way more offensive, of violating that, or not violating that, just playing into that, I guess, than this. I feel as if Disney, I think it's so bizarre because it's like in the 90s and the 80s when it was like the golden age of Disney animation, we were the target audience very clearly. And so every now and then I'll like talk to my parents about like what they thought about those films. And I think they wound up enjoying them. But to like really find out if like, oh yeah, was did you find this movie like awesome or was it just good? I'd have to talk to them about it. I mean, we might be experiencing the exact same thing that they experienced. Like, it was actually fun to watch with my kid. Nothing phenomenal, but it was well made in a number of areas. Animation, acting, stories, coherent and it's engaging. But yeah, we'll get to that more in the next section. First, yeah, let me continue with the things I like. Yeah, details. Like I was saying, details of the world. Man, I'm a huge fan of making of books, just like you are of making of documentaries and stuff. I love art books when it comes to these animated movies. I'm huge into drawing and stuff like that. I really like the original Zootopia's art book. Some of the same artists are drawing the characters as they did in the first one. I think even I don't know. Yeah, I'm forgetting the name of one of the artists that was like the character designer basically for Judy and Nick in the first movie. I think he's like may have moved up into like art director position. I don't remember if he was there already for the first one. I'd have to double check. Don't take offense if I'm misremembering uh, your credit, but yeah, he's returned for this film. Like I mentioned about like the train having different compartments for different size animals, and they kind of did that a little bit with like the tubes. I got the feeling they didn't explain it, but I got the feeling that the red tube was like maybe strictly for aquatic animals or something like that because it went extra long. They didn't fully explain it. I think there was a sign that said danger. I forgot what it said specifically, but anyways, one little detail, just for instance, to show like the attention to care that they have for it, was when they get to this, the animal, the snake house, that one of the revealed characters lived at. You know how like we'll have a ruler or a set of like markings on the wall for kids growing up throughout
Oh
the
yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah.
They had one horizontal for how long
Horizontal,
the
the
snakes
length.
are growing. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I fully appreciate and love that kind of stuff. Um, and overall, I still do think Nick and Judy are really fun to watch and stepped back into the shoes. I think that said, I think it's time for us to go into the section of things that we thought could have been better or didn't like.
Here we go.
Yeah,
All right, go ahead. I'll let you go first this time.
sure.
And by the
Yeah.
way, I largely agree with your pluses.
Hmm.
I just didn't have the verbiage to like talk about it in the detail that you did. But like I largely agree. Like the finer technical points and the thoughtfulness in various areas. I
Yeah.
concur with you on that.
Yeah.
Uh, those are pluses.
Hmm. Okay, for negatives, I will try and be concise with a few of these up front, and then maybe go into detail a little bit later. All right, one, and I think it's let me try and let me think of the primary one. I'm choosing between two right now, but all right, the first one I'll bring up here is connected to what I was saying about this movie happening just like a week after the first movie. All right, I can already let go like my slight disappointment of wanting more time to pass by. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like the natural progression of time kind of affects my desire to see the story placed further. It's fine that it's not. The thing that wound up being a problem for me though is the movie I think it tells me how I'm supposed to feel and what is supposed to be happening in the story better than it shows. And I think that winds up being like a toss up between are you telling because the audience is kids and you need to like reiterate it and you need to make it more clear, or are you telling because you didn't come up with a stronger way to like visually or naturally represent it like within the story? Are you telling because you're doing like the Netflix second screen thing where it's like they're over explaining everything nowadays because you're not watching the movie? It's like no, probably not that one because you're in the theater. They're probably still expecting you to watch. That said, they might be designing a little bit for um, Disney Plus when it shows up there. I'm specifically talking
Wait,
about Nick and
explain
Judy.
that again. You said second screen.
Okay,
Walk
so
me through that real quick.
yeah, I do apologize for this slight tangent. Some people, and I don't know if there's a consensus, some people believe or have potentially heard that within Netflix there is basically an initiative of sorts for their stories to be the dialogue to basically be hammering in like what is literally happening as often as possible so that people that aren't paying full attention to a movie and are just like looking at their phone while it's playing in the background can still understand what's going on. And I will say I did experience this. It's a slight spoiler. Not really, actually. Why am I saying that? I did experience that with the first episode of this latest season of Stranger Things. Surprise, you didn't know. There were a couple scenes in particular. I'm like, wow, these characters are really over explaining the situation in a very clear, very concise way, almost as if they're like about to speak in third person about the whole situation. Anyways, I won't go any further down that path, but yeah. So there's a theory. I don't know if it's been completely confirmed. I could see it being potentially possible from a business standpoint. Um, it would be potentially I don't know. It feels like a little bit of the death of an art form if that is the case. It's being pushed on everybody. But anyways, this movie has a moment. So specifically when it comes to Judy and Nick, it
Wait,
feels as
so
if
real quick, you're saying like with respect to the Netflix, and just so I'm clear, it's
yeah.
basically dialogue that places a hyper emphasis on exposition with the understanding that people aren't necessarily watching and paying close attention, but if they're distracted, they can still follow along because of the exposition dumps. Is
Yeah,
that kind
it's
of what you're
like
saying?
yeah, it's that. It's not only just exposition. Sometimes it's just what's happening as well. Like let's say the crew is like riding their bikes or something and Dustin winds up accidentally hitting a curb and like falling off his bike. A character will be like, "Oh my gosh, Dustin just hit that curb and went flying off his bike. He didn't hit his head he hit his head on the ground and is now bounced into the bushes. Like that's crazy, Dustin. Why would that happen to you? Were you not paying attention?" Uh,
Wait, that curve was painted by a CIA and a black ops operation. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. So back at it. Yeah, doesn't do anything as like egregious as that, but one of my main gripes, and I'm sorry, I said I was gonna make this concise, but it's not. Nick and Judy, they don't feel like they're in the position of the relationship that they were at the end of the last movie, but then they do also. So there's the scene where they get the information about this new criminal that's doing stuff at the wharf basically and shipments and stuff, and they just like piece out of the debrief room before Bogo is able to like assign who's to go there, and then they're there like on the scene like doing the fun like Nick is come up with a scenario to be deceptive and covert or whatever in disguise to like get into this location, and Judy is like completely fully playing into it and understanding it. So it's like the characters to me are very much on the same page, very much understanding like how to work together. And then after that scene in particular, you have uh, unfrustratingly Bogo basically telling
Go
the
to
audience
therapy.
like
Go to couples
go
therapy.
yeah yeah go to therapy. People are gonna think you can't work together, and then that kind of transforms into, oh, I guess we can't work together. That like
Yeah.
I never felt, and that becomes one of the like the main conflicts, like during the whole film. Like I expected them to be like, man, we don't care about what other people think. Like
Yeah, it
we're
was it
doing a
was the cheap
fantastic
BOGO
time.
that planted that seed in their head in the first place.
Yeah.
It wasn't self-evident.
It was never
They're,
evident in
the
any way,
two of
shape, or
them are
form.
totally okay with causing chaos and pandemonium. They don't have any
Mm-hmm.
issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that seemed a
Nick
bit
Nick has
ham-fisted.
this yeah, Nick has this amazing, perspective that he's come from. Like he mentions in the movie, being from like the criminal world and all that stuff. Now, I will give the movie to some degree. I do feel like yeah, I could see Nick wanting to potentially bounce out of the situation. Um but that even feels a little bit like walking back some of what was gained, some of what he came to understand in the first movie, which, like I admitted, like sure, it's okay for characters to make some of the same mistakes over and again. It just feels like it's just a little frustrating that it's just a week ago that he winds up learning some of these lessons and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Um, but yeah, it's just frustrating when it's like they've told the audience through an exposition. Chief Bogo, frustratingly, not only has that dump of exposition, but he like clearly doesn't understand them, and it doesn't exactly make sense. And they conveniently get him out of the picture for something, so the police could be used to go after them as they're on the run. Um, yeah, so that's one of my first gripes. The Nick and Judy, where they were, where they are. That said, every story to some degree walks back a few paces to move forward. That's just kind of like personally, I don't know that it was done with like a deft hand. I think there's ways that can be done with a better hand than it was done in this film. Um,
Mm.
Now, second thing that kind of was very frustrating. Man, the writers got very meta at a few different points in the movie. I'm gonna just say, just because you make a joke about the last movie and how there was a secret turn from someone that they thought was a good guy to a bad guy, the second before it happens again in the movie does not excuse that it's a lazy just turn in the movie. So like in the second third of this movie, near the at the climax of the film, um, everything seems to be going all right. They've made it inside the wall. Now they just gotta, you know, turn on the electricity to see where the lighthouse is, to then move forward and solve the problem. And then Judy basically winds up talking to what was it? I almost called him a Slytherin. He's definitely not. Um, he's a Lynx. What was his? Let me find his name really fast. Do you remember what his name was?
Which one?
Milton. Oh no, that's the patriarch. Paubert, Andy Samberg's character.
Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Judy has this like line basically. He's like, "Well, last time we were in this situation, we had somebody like turn on us," and he was like, "He's like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
that happened
yeah,
last
yeah.
time. Oh man, that sucks. What's happening this time now too?" And I'm like,
Like last week, you mean?
"Last week, yeah."
Yeah.
It's like, look, it just comes across as the like the laziest writing possible. But I could see them in the writing room being like, "Look, if we acknowledge it, we can get away from it. We it's not that we didn't think about it. We thought about it, we acknowledged it, we make a joke of it, and then we move forward and do it because it's now okay." Um, and I'm here to tell you it's not okay. I was like, yeah, for like half for the whole midsection of the movie, I'm like, oh my gosh, they better not have this Paubert guy turn on them. It's gonna be a repeat of what happened in the first movie. Sure enough, they have it happen. Sure enough,
Yeah.
it goes exactly the way you're like. Just because you made a last minute joke about it does not make it okay. Look,
Oh,
some people are going to be
okay.
fine with it. I'm not happy with it though.
A question: was there a specific moment where Popper like reveals his hand and turns on him?
It pretty much is the when they're in the like control room of the of that wall, and you know it's really cold, and yeah, it's
Guarantee you, that's when I nodded off like the second time. I don't have any memory of this.
got it, got
Listen,
it, got it. Yeah, yeah.
at some point I saw like they were chasing or whatever, and like, oh, I guess he flipped to the bad side. I guess he was doing all this for his family after all. I was completely not shocked by it at all. I was complete as you to say you. I was completely nonplussed by it.
Hmm.
I was like, okay, yeah, whatever, like whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I know. It's like
Yeah, okay, so
and he basically
okay, but
says
yeah,
like why he's asked why more or less, and he's like, I want to be accepted by my family.
okay,
It's like,
because he was
oh,
getting punked by
okay.
his family up to that point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. 100%. You see it coming from miles away.
I
I
still want
just
their acceptance. Yeah,
yeah, but as the audience member, you're like, but why? You have to really step out of the movie to some degree and be like, well, it's family. It's a blood connection. He loves them on some level. Like, yeah, he's probably had a good life. Yeah, it's just frustrating. Like, if there were ways that they had shown like redeeming elements of his family, we could potentially have a little bit of tension internally and maybe even agree a little bit of like him wanting to be recognized by his family, but it's like they're all scum. Unfortunately, they're all just mustache twirling villains in the movie, which also connects to another negative for me. It's like if they're the deepest villains, the biggest villains of the film. It's they spent the entire film like separated from our main crew. Yeah, which I guess also connects to. It's like it feels as if 2/3 of this movie is trying to catch Gary and catch up to him, and then the last third of the movie is like with some scenes peppered in showing the Linksley family being evil, and you have the police being used as a tool. You have the mayor, horse mayor, being used as a tool as well. I'm a real big proponent of like, man, I want to see my heroes and my villains interacting with each other a number of times during the movie during a story
yeah.
directly. I mean, dude, who
Henshin and Makoto Shishio, like just
brother,
bantering.
exactly, and even within Disney, like you name like a huge number of them, like Scar being the good uncle to Simba in the beginning of the movie, but things are going like, oh man, and yeah. Now he spends a good amount of time separated from Scar as well, but like at the very least, you had like some important and amazing scenes with those characters being interaction. But yeah, like
Arabi.
oh man, dude, a good film
So good.
gets
Jeremy Irons killed
yes,
that.
yeah, he absolutely destroyed that one. Yeah, a good film puts the villains and heroes in interaction with each other, and you could almost you potentially as a storyteller even get the audience to like that villain sometimes even more than that hero. But
Spider-Man
yeah,
2, Doc Ock.
mm-hmm.
You love Doc Ock.
You
He's
love Doc Ock.
amazing.
Yep. You understand what he's going through. Yeah, we're gonna cover Spider-Man 2 sometime. It's
Yeah, we that's part of what we discussed over the weekend. That's gotta happen.
instead of talking about
That's gotta
Zootopia 2,
happen.
we talked about we need to do a Spider-Man 2 talk sometime. Yes, that will 100% happen.
And really like the contrast between watching that as a kid and then watching that well into adulthood. That movie hits so different. I don't know why, but man, it like yeah, we anyway, stay
Yeah.
tuned for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Oh, you know what? Okay,
okay.
so another thing I thought about actually in the good category is I like I said liking Judy and Nick, and I really do like how Nick is treasuring that carrot pin that Judy gave him, and he's like, he keeps reflecting back to it. He brings it, and then obviously there's a big moment where it's dropped on the side of the cliff. Um, like I do like the emotional connection there, and I'm glad they spend a good amount of the time of the movie with each other. Personal small frustration. You separate Nick and Judy for I don't know what's that like 20 minutes 30 minutes or something. Um, when there's a couple
I'll take your
characters.
word for it. I think that was the second or third not off.
Thank you, keep it real. We definitely to try to analyze the movies and break them down. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, so okay, as we were talking, what was it last week about Wicked? Um, man, when you got two main characters that like amazing dynamic duo work together, wind up being the heart and soul of a movie, brother. Like you got to keep those characters interaction, and it is fair to separate them for a time to build that tension. So I think there is some tension that's built by separating them. Um, but you do take a little bit of a chance of like bringing a little bit of the wind out of the sails of the situation. Like with Wicked, they had to separate the two main characters, but you like man, you love it when they're back on screen together. You're like feeling that the tension when they're separated and they're both actually like learning stuff and you get enough time with each of them. This one I felt like Nick kind of just disappeared for a while. Um, and I didn't really dig the dynamic of like Judy, Paubert, Gary. It's okay, but it's nowhere near as good as that. It's like yeah. Anyways, it's a small amount of the film. That's just a personal aside. I like it when yeah, characters just like yeah, you just keep up the good that you're doing. Here, let me try and wrap this up. Um, I think they could have hurried us up, got us in connection with Gary earlier in the film. I think it takes a while to get to Gary. I think Gary is an interesting character. I think he could deal with more screen time in this movie directly with the main crew. It feels like it's not till like halfway into the movie where they like finally catch up to him and get time to interact with them. I think yeah, I'll just make this a little quick. I think to some degree I can recognize I do like the real problems of you know uh, the potential the reality that's happened in our history across the world of a group of people being like forcefully pushed out of their homes and their situation. Like I feel that I think that's cool to be able to bring to kids. um Also the stigma of like the reptiles having to be in hiding. There's a little bit of retread of like the predator situation in the first movie to some degree, but that's fine. You um I think it's uh it's handled in an all right way. That said, it's funny when we reviewed Elemental because Elemental felt kind of like Zootopia, and in response, I think Zootopia 2 has felt a little like Elemental in reverse, in that like the reptiles and the animal and the amphibians were they're seen in a negative light, and they've kind of are like removed from society, which happened with like the
Did we
fire
both watch
people.
Elemental?
We did watch Elemental. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, man,
Wait a sec, wait a
good
sec, wait a
luck
sec,
getting
wait a
up.
sec, wait a sec. No, 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 no. Wait a
Oh
sec, wait a
man,
sec. I think that one
I
I
thought
did a
maybe you.
solo. I think I
I
did a
think you
solo
did.
review. Yeah.
I think so. I was like, I know I didn't watch this movie. I ain't never seen Elemental.
Man,
What?
yeah. Maybe I just told you to go watch it afterwards.
Yeah, I saw the
I
trailer.
think so. I
That's
think
all I
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, there actually is an overlap in which like the elemental people are
Okay.
sort of the fire people are kind of like the Asian people of the world, which kind of happened a little bit with I guess specifically just Gary's family, which was probably
The
better
Fire
than
Nation.
yeah the Fire Nation.
Uh,
They actually kind of had the reptiles have a little bit of like a Latin Americans. So what they didn't just put them in one ethnicity in this movie, I think, which was good. But there was like a, oh man, this movie's starting to feel a little bit like Elemental did. Like they're ping ponging
yeah.
off of each other a little bit.
The Beavers
Um,
are definitely rednecks, though.
oh,
Um,
yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
And so are the walruses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bup, bup, bup,
Um,
bup, 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 bup. That
yeah.
that joke. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh yeah, that joke. Yeah, that's definitely. Hey bub, bub. Hey bub, bub, bub. There's some fun to that,
Uh,
but but I
yeah,
could.
it's fine.
It's definitely a
It's
kid joke.
fine.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna see some kids running around the park, just calling each other bub or something like that. Um,
If they
and
can
you
stop
know,
saying 6'7" for like 2 seconds. Oh. Oh. Yes. Anyway.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, yep. Some things just stick. I still say dope. Like some things just stick. All right. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, the overall like pacing bit of a negative. Let me just cut this here. Last thing I'll say, some characters work, some characters don't. I think they really 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 wanted Nibbles the beaver to work. The like podcaster beaver, which, interesting kind of overlap to podcaster main, supporting character and running man as well, but just okay for me. Yeah. Didn't really do anything great. I also though will say I can respect the film for bringing in some of the supporting characters um from the previous movie, but not necessarily overdoing it. You had them like show up in a few different moments within the film, and I think they have, it's cool seeing them. They didn't lean super hard on them, like unless it kind of made sense in the story, like the mafia family. They wind up helping Nick in them in a moment, which is like, okay, it makes sense, underworld kind of a situation. Yeah. That said, yeah, yeah, yeah. So maybe my final description of this situation is like there is an A level story of the reptile people just being wiped out, and the truth of who built the walls, because it is important for the different ecosystems, even for the first movie. But it almost feels like it's executed in a B story kind of way. Like this almost feels,
Mm,
it's like it feels halfway between a numbered title and a like Disney Plus special episode. That's kind of how I felt
right.
with it. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. What are your things that you wish were
All
better
right.
about this film?
Again, it's just like it's a movie that had like everything going for it on paper, but the end result was just like just a blah movie.
Hmm.
It was just like I don't really like Judy and Nick. I like Judy. Nick, I can take him or leave him. He's got like that kind of that wry Jason Bateman sarcasm snark thing going.
Hmm.
Cool. They don't overdo it. It's fine. Um, I don't know. I
Hmm.
first of all, Judy's
Hmm.
character design is probably the best. I mean, it's the best in the movie by far.
Hmm.
Her character design is like amazing, spectacular, in terms of like the conveying of emotions
Hmm.
and just everything about her character aesthetically works. Again, I had issues with kind of the face a little bit with Nick. I don't know, it's just a little weird to me. I don't know. Um,
It could be the animator of the scene. Maybe he just like yeah didn't do as good a
yeah, I
job.
don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Let me actually
Going back to
jump
what you
off for
said.
half a second. Sorry to interrupt you. Let me have half a second. I did think about this earlier. Meant to mention it. I do agree.
Okay,
I think there's a unique challenge in sequels to understand a character and re-represent them in a way that's as full as it was, or potentially even more than the first one. Nick in this movie feels a little bit like they summarized his character and kind of like slimmed him down a little bit
okay,
personality wise. So I feel like that might be a little bit of what you're feeling in this movie, where he's just kind of like in a certain zone of acting like overall in this movie.
yeah. It's like from what I remember in the first movie, he had like a real character arc where he was really struggling to trust somebody because of things that had happened to him or something in the first movie. And so he had to like learn how to trust and be a teammate. And now this movie's like a week later, and then it's like, all right, well, you just learned it. Like you haven't had enough time. Okay, so what I would say is this movie could have really used a montage of like them like trying to solve crimes and having like a hit rate that's really low and a miss rate that's really high. And like they're just kind
Mm,
of like almost this close to getting kicked off the force or getting
mm,
separated or something like that. They needed something like that. Because if it's just a week later, it's like, oh well, you just got done solving like the biggest crime in the city. Why are we like again the whole Chief Bogo? Like, why are you acting like drama with their teamwork or something? This was a week ago. Like that's weird. That whole subplot seems to be, and I'll call it a subplot, but it seems a bit forced.
mm,
The there's a lot of like big action scenes, things going on, and yet it just didn't register with me. They were doing a lot of cool things per se, just didn't register. Um, yeah, it just the film was just not was not more than the sum of its parts, in a
mm,
manner of speaking,
mm,
and it just didn't hold my interest. Just didn't
mm,
overall. Um, One thing that really like I was gonna like it, but like because it's Disney, they're not gonna go like all the way with it and really broach this thing. Like, are interspecies romances a thing in the Zootopia universe? Because like they're kind of hinting at it, especially at the end. Like, I love you, I love you. All right, so are we gonna have like half fox, half rabbit babies? Is this a commentary on miscegenation? Like what are we doing? Like what kind of commentary are we actually trying to give? Are they gonna be together? Like, is that even a thing? Is that even possible? No, I don't know. The movie kind of hints at it. It's like
Man.
I'm expecting them like after they kind of confess their love and you're the most important person in my life. Like, are y'all gonna kiss? Or like something about it seemed oddly incomplete and
Mm,
unfinished.
mm, mm,
Something about that dynamic is like, oh, okay, you're confessing your love for one another,
mm.
but it didn't amount to anything.
So someone's gonna
I
be
guess
like,
now,
Austin, romantic love is not the only form of love in the world, you know.
yeah, that's weird. But it's
I
the
will
only one
agree
that
though. It
counts.
it feels it. There are a couple moments that start feeling a little romantic. I
Yeah,
understand where you're coming from, man.
Like he was kind of half teasing her because she did her ears up or whatever,
That is a
and
flirt, man. That is a flirt.
yeah, the flirting. I'm like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
then flirt. Play on, player. But Disney's not really trying to take it in that direction, though. So, like, why even introduce that dynamic if you're not gonna like take it to its logical conclusion?
It seems like they're promising a third movie. So,
Yeah.
with
Well,
some of the
again,
events as well. Yeah.
it speaks to. I mean, in terms of like the wardrobe changes and stuff, it really speaks to the versatility of Judy's character design. And
Genobi's agreeing with us not only with Keep It Real, saying that we do a good job breaking down movies, but also that she got the feeling of there being a romance in this movie. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Genobi. Good to see you on the stream, on the chat. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what they were trying to do or what they were trying to accomplish. I was like, okay, I'm kind of like interested. Like, what's going on? There's a dynamic there or something. Um, it, it
Bro,
almost would be better.
that's the
Right?
storyline of a third movie. That's the big thing. That's the
I guess it was just a little
using all these
weird.
animals with their own species and
Yeah, like the manifestation of that or the whatever, it was just them hosting this counseling sessions. Like, all right, I guess. But like this is the problem with it being just a week after. Everything things just don't make sense in that timeline in terms of like character progression. Because people don't make progression like that in the span of a week. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird.
Mhm.
It's just again, this is something that kids aren't going to care about. Um yeah, like kids like pod racing, they don't care about midi-chlorian counts. Or immaculate conception in a desert land, wasteland. You know what I mean? And Senate hearings where a young queen is fighting for her survival. They don't care about that crap. All they remember is pod racing pool and lightsaber battles, and that's fine.
Well,
Um,
I'll tell you one thing that tickled my that exactly hit my inner child. You're talking about the counseling sessions. That stupid badger
yeah.
and his partner, the one that just keeps on trying to strangle and
Oh, the
attack
honey
his partner.
badger. Honey badger don't give a crap. Honey badger. That's all I was thinking of, like that the honey badger meme, which is where they
Yeah.
got that from, obviously.
Yeah. Uh huh.
I, I don't know. It's like, well, do something with that other than just showing me. "Hey, look,
I
look.
know.
There's the joke. That's
Mm-hmm.
the joke."
Mm-hmm.
It's like that episode of The Simpsons that was like they had the critic, and apparently Matt Groening really didn't like this episode or the collusion between the critic animated series and The Simpsons. So on the commentary track on the DVD, he has no commentary for that episode.
Oh wow. Okay.
Um, yeah. But they make a joke about like McBain, who's the Arnold Schwarzenegger action star in the
Mm-hmm.
Simpsons universe. It's like, stand up with McBain. And now I'm going to do my Woody Allen impersonation. Look at me, I'm an erotic little nerd. That's the joke. That joke really stinks, McBain. Like it's like they were going for something like that,
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it just like, all right. I mean, the honey badger, like you had to be there, and the kids weren't even born when that was like a thing on the internet. It's
Mm-hmm.
just weird. I don't know. It's just like I guess adults would understand that, but it's not even that funny. It's just like being violent, but violent isn't automatically funny. I don't know. I feel like I'm being like too critical of a movie that's for kids anyway. It still
I
didn't
feel
hold
you.
my interest. There's just nothing that like the things that would have held my interest just weren't explored far enough. But the things that would have held my interest would have made it not a movie for kids. Exactly.
Well, I mean, didn't you like the podcast character in the movie? That's what we're all doing, and that's what we're currently doing right now.
I don't have any problem with that. Like
Yeah.
actually that could have been a lot more interesting than it ended up being in practice.
Mm.
And in execution, it was just like, oh, it's just another part of a movie. The thrust of which just still doesn't really hold my interest. Maybe because I'm not the target audience. Maybe because it's just like I can't say they didn't have enough action or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Um,
mm,
I mean, yeah. When you talk about like, some of the lazy writing or like one instance of the lazy writing, I didn't really catch that. I totally see it in retrospect. The biggest offense of that is clearly Shakira. It's like it's time for they should have just kept the song. Like, okay, Zootopia may not be in Africa, but Africa can still be a place in the universe of Zootopia. Zoo, zoo, zoo. Like, oh, that's way more annoying. And I'm already kind of on the fence with that Africa song. It's not for me, right? I think she wrote it for the World Cup or something, FIFA. I don't know. I don't even care enough to find out. But it was just like, come on, give this movie its own original song, lightly based on it. Um, it's almost like, and I got starlight in my pocket, dun 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 dun. dun. You know, uh, Instead of sunshine, we put starlight, so it's a different song, but it's still performed by Justin Timberlake. Like, uh, all right, whatever. One thing I actually did like, and something that I like that movies do when done well, like the end credits, they had like lots of stuff going on while the credits were rolling. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool. It gives a person, I'm the type of person that sits through the credits anyway because I want to see
mm-hmm.
certain things.
Yeah.
And so, like, if they give you something to watch and see during the credits rolling, and not just like kind of like random design, static design in the back, but like actual like animation, it's continuation of the film. It's the same thing I like in certain anime episodes when there's like there's like a major plot development and like they just let it's almost like they're letting the credits roll but they're still continuing with the episode when done artfully, when done well. I think it is really good, so I'll put that in the plus category. But
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, blah, it's just it's just a movie. It should be somehow better than it is. I'm not even exactly sure how it should be better. It's just it's just not for me. It just didn't hold my interest. I nodded off a few times, and um, I mean, even the very end, going back to the 3D. There's one scene at the very end where they charge like one of the main villain who's trying to escape the airport, and it's like wow, 3D effect. It's cool. That's fine, I guess. Right at the very end, okay, whatever. Don't care. Maybe if I was more invested in the first movie, but even so, it's just like again the whole house thing. Like it's technically these are all good scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you why it's boring. It's just kind of dull and slow, and I can't exactly tell you why, but it is. That's all I can. That's all I can really say. Um, you've said before, like, did it? For all the movie's faults, does it commit the cardinal sin of being boring? And this is a
Mm-hmm.
movie that doesn't have a whole lot of faults. It doesn't have a whole lot of negatives on paper. Man, it just it just didn't captivate me.
Mm-hmm.
It was really colorful. Lots of pop in the colors really pop in this movie. The pastels. You just look at the movie poster, like it pops. It's very like
Oh yeah.
eye
Yeah,
candy
definitely.
ish. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just wait for it to come on Disney Plus, and then put it on
Mm.
if your kids want to watch something. If your kids like Zootopia, otherwise they're going to be bored too. They're going to be asking for the Little Mermaid or something. I don't know, or Frozen. God help me. Like, yeah, it's just going to be whatever. There's so much thought that went into it. I almost feel bad, like just saying it didn't do
It
anything for
does.
me.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't. It doesn't necessarily feel good. But it's you're just being honest in your how it felt for you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it makes me really, really want to watch Scarlet, which is the animated film that's coming up.
Oh. Hmm. I'm. Yeah. I'll be prepared for animation not to be as nice, but yeah, that's okay. If the story is hitting, you know, we
Here's something
forgive
else.
stuff like that. Oh, you're gonna have to repeat yourself. Sorry, the audio cut out for you for.
Check, check. Hang on.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. You're back. You're back.
Okay, one thing that I've kind of been thinking about because we were talking about the animation, I was thinking about some anime. I'm like, there's going to come a point at which like American animation, like the aesthetics, the movement, all that stuff, it's gonna find its marriage with like Japanese animation, the design and the
Hmm.
aesthetic.
Hmm.
Somebody's gonna figure out how to do that just right.
Hmm.
Because there's something about anime and the way that it's animated and the way that they move that makes it anime. And if you just applied Zootopia aesthetics to that, it might not work the way you want it to.
Hmm.
But if somebody can kind of really figure that, that's gonna be, you know,
So you're saying you want to know what it looks like for like B stars and Zootopia to find a middle ground?
like the movement of Encanto or the movement of like Zootopia,
Hmm.
they're both like Disney animation studio.
Hmm.
Yeah, applied to like the animation of Beastars, something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Shinobi is. Oh, sorry. Finish your
yeah,
thought. Finish your thought.
no, like that like I think we're probably through the help of AI, we're going to kind of reach some convergence point on
Hmm.
like the best parts of American animation, 3D animation, and the best parts of Japanese animation, 2D or 3D. And we're going to have this kind of melting pot convergence point in
Hmm.
styles and technique and movement and all of that. I'm actually kind of looking forward to that. I think we're closer
Yeah.
than that than we might think.
There are some movies that definitely take their inspiration. American films over the years that have tried. I feel like what maybe a little bit Big Hero 6. I know there's quite a few of them. Some degree a little bit here and there for maybe Spider Verse, but yeah. Uh, every now and then there's an American studio that kind of takes a hack at it a little bit, but yeah, I think there is a way to kind of combine them a little more. But you would
Yeah.
have to. I think there would have to be a reason for why they would like want to do that. Um, yeah.
Yeah. So there's like this long, I don't know if it's in production hell. There's a Katsuhiro Otomo film that's supposed to be coming out. It was supposed to come out like 10 years ago. I forget what it
Hmm.
was called. They had a trailer with like this 3D CG skateboard was in space
Hmm.
and it was just kind of turning. You didn't see any characters, but you saw a poster. I don't know if that movie's still coming out, but maybe if anybody would be like playing around with that and has mastered like 2D animation, it would be Katsuhiro Otomo.
Hmm.
Katsuhiro Otomo is the director of Akira, Steam Boy, and some other short films that are also
Hmm.
amazing.
Hmm.
So if anybody
Hey,
understands 2D animation
yeah,
and can apply it the right way, it could find some max. Even in Akira, there's 3D animation. The little diagram of the Akira power waves surging that the scientist was looking at, that was done on computers,
yeah.
believe it or not, back in
Hmm.
the 80s.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just a thought
Yeah.
that I had as we were talking about this.
Sure. 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 Yeah. No, I'm sure it'll happen again. I mean, American animation is inspired by anime. Anime gets inspired by American animation. Like, there are more fun blends of the two arts that'll come about in the future. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Janobi though does point out that there are like three animated animal movies right now. Uh, I think out or about to come out, and it's a bit of an overload. I think you're probably referring to like yeah, we had the bad guys come out in the summer. We got this, and then I think we're about to have what was it? Goat, Sony's basketball movie with the goat. We're gonna have Pixar Hoppers coming out in a few months also, where like a human's able to like put her mind into like animatronic,
Oh yeah. The
like
hamster or something.
beaver or something like yeah
Yeah, I saw the
in
trailer for that.
in the environment.
The Pixar movie.
Yeah, there are quite a few right now. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is just like incidental. I mean, I guess it is. Anthropomorphic animals are kind of a big staple of animation in general, but it is a little surprising that there are so many coming out at the moment. Um, they may wind up cannibalizing each other a little bit.
Yeah,
And I could see the burnout
yeah.
happening as well. Like I could totally see someone be like, "Well, I don't know if I want to see hoppers. Like we just watched Zootopia with a beaver character with jokes about animals of different sizes and prey predator situation."
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And then
yeah, that
goat. I'm
yeah.
still waiting. This. I mean, I hope it's good, but I'm still waiting to see if there's any reason beside the like is the literal goat, and that's what you call greatest of all time. Like, if there's really a reason why it's anthropomorphic animals playing basketball. Um, Hopefully, he does give a real good reason, because as of right now, it just feels a little too much on the nose. But who knows? Maybe it'll be a blast. Uh,
Mate, really? You really think so? All right,
hey
well, you let
brother,
me know. You
hey
let me
brother, hey
know.
brother. Look. We like the Spider Verse movies. We've liked some of Sony's movies. We like, we recognize the fun that was there in K-pop Demon Hunters. It's Sony Animation. They're using some of the same animators. Like,
All right,
it's possible. It's possible. I want it to be a blast. Just like with
all right.
Zootopia 2. I wanted it to be a blast. It was not specifically for me, but or Austin as well, like you guys have heard. Um,
Yeah. Oh, so,
yeah,
mm,
yeah. You know what though?
so, yeah.
I'm happy for all the kids and all the people that do wind up enjoying the movie. I'm gonna
I mean, it had a
eventually I'll
huge
stop
weekend.
apologizing for myself. I'm not trying to specifically apologize. I'm honestly saying it sounds like it's doing well in the theaters. Uh,
Yeah,
I hope this
had a huge
leads
weekend.
to the industry coming back to what it was before. I don't know that it ever really is going to be that case. We won't go down that depressing story path of with the animation industry at the moment. But yeah, look, we're fans of animation movies. We want them to be good. How about you guys? You guys let us know how you like this movie. What you thought about it. What you liked about it. How wrong we are about everything that we've said, how right we are about everything we've said. We just want that with engagement. Thank you, Matrice, Keep It Real, Janobi, for showing up in a live chat. Remember, guys, you can come on by any Monday that we wind up doing this and talk to us in the chat. We will derail
Yeah.
all of what we're saying after a minute or two to talk about what you want to talk about the movie. Um, yeah. So yeah, thanks guys for watching after the fact as well. Feel free to leave comments, and we do wind up seeing them. Um,
Yes,
so
thank you. We appreciate the engagement. We appreciate having this conversation with you all. So thank you.
mm-hmm.
All right, so stream it, go see the theaters. Final word, Josiah.
All right, Matrice really liked the movie. Look, glad to hear it. Glad you really liked it. I personally, so to that question, yeah, like I said earlier, Disney Plus, watch it for sure. But if you're digging an animated anthropomorphic animal movie, you want to see some beautiful animation, some beautiful effects. Yeah, you want to see
Then
on the
watch
big screen.
Doro Hey Doro on Netflix. There you go. I actually heard it was getting a second season. Dodo Hey Dodo. It's like this big crocodile guy. It's super quirky and weird, and it's actually really dope.
Oh, I do
So
remember seeing some ads of that series. I've meant to watch it.
uh, and the next season of Trigun. It was Trigun Stampede, and then I forget the next season. It's called something else, but it's like the continuation. So
Mm,
we got a lot of stuff to look forward to in 2026. Maybe the end of this year, but definitely in
yeah,
2026. So
yeah. Hey,
yeah,
Matrice. Yeah, glad you enjoy the nostalgic elements of the movie. Yeah, it's a little bit of what we're saying. Like, some things are just gonna work on people, whether it's comedy or nods and stuff like that. I'm glad you got stuff out of it. Thank you,
Yeah.
Janobi. Oh,
Yeah. Thank
Judy
you.
said also, my little one watched half of it. I think the hubby and I enjoyed the hidden Easter eggs for millennials. There were a good number of millennial Easter eggs. Um, oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Actually, that reminds me. What was the? How did you want the Shining reference to further like be
Oh,
developed?
that's right. So he's running through, and so number one, if you're gonna do that, there's a point at which he could have just like hacked through the door and said, "Here's Johnny." Like he could have hacked through the door and like had to poke his head in. One of the
Mm-hmm.
characters, somebody could have done that. So that's one thing. But then running through the maze with that crazed look on his face, it's straight out of the straight. That's Jack Nicholson, right? In The
Yeah,
Shining.
yeah,
Now this might be a little bit too macabre or too dark or too like for little kids. So maybe that's why they didn't do it. It might be on the cutting room floor.
yeah.
But basically, like that, they should have had a thing where he was frozen. Like that kind of. There's a scene if you watch
Oh yeah,
this
yeah,
came out in the
yeah. The
'70s.
end the
A
ending of it.
scene.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson, he's like he froze to death. He's just like you know, and it's like this creepy scene. It's like really like Stanley Kubrick really made it creepy. He showed it just long
Mm-hmm.
enough to like freak you out. And I was thinking they're gonna do something like that, but like make it more like comedic and like make it way more silly, like kind of like play up the Frozen part, like it's Looney Tunes or something like that.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm thinking they're gonna do something like that. I was actually kind of glad that he just decided to bulldoze through the whole thing, you know,
That was satisfying.
because like
Yeah.
it's satisfying in the sense that like um Judy and Nick weren't going to go chasing him that way. Like that didn't need to be part of the movie. They were
Mm-hmm.
just, I mean, they've been driving and bulldozing and causing chaos and
Yeah.
wreaking damage everywhere. Like this made
Mm-hmm.
sense for the characters. So
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah.
was fine.
Cool. Cool. All right.
So yeah,
Sweet, man. Well, yeah, thank you. Keep it real. Yeah, we try to be informative and fair with the movie. Genobi, we will see you for Rental Family. So yeah, next week we're gonna be covering Rental Family, Brendan Fraser film by director Hikari, I believe. Um, Very fascinating concept. Yeah. Come on by. Maybe check it out. I think it came out a week or so ago. So yeah, you don't have to wait for the weekend to check it out if you're gonna plan to check it out. You could check it out during the week if you want to. Otherwise, yeah. After that, I think we're covering Scarlet, and then I want to say after that we're
it's
covering
hard.
Avatar. Yeah. So see y'all on the next ones. Thank you for
Great.
making it by.
Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified for all of our future live stream movie reviews. We have been the Super Cinema Bros. Thank you so much for joining us. Us, grace and peace. We love you, and we want to see more of you. So thank you again. And until next time,